Hello, beautiful people, and how are you all doing today? It's Parenting Essential Live with Oye, Saturday Live with Oye, and I believe we are live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and today I am live on TikTok. Hello, TikTok family, how are you doing today? Thank you for joining me. And if you are seeing my face for the very first time today on TikTok, I am Oye Esther, a family life practitioner and a parenting coach. Every Saturday I come live to share essential parenting. And if you're joining me, you're welcome. You're welcome. I can see quite a lot of people joining there. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining Facebook, Instagram. Thank you for joining. All right, how have you been today? How is the weather like in your area? Is it cold today? Is it warm? Do you have a fruitful day? Was it an amazing day for you today? And if you had a stressful day, I want you to just believe that all will be well. All you need to do is just to take a deep breath and relax and forget about your worries and know that behind every tunnel there is going to be bright light. All right, it's Parenting Essential Life. Tell somebody to tell somebody that Oye is live today. And today I will just be giving you essential tools that is going to help you as a parent or even if you're a caregiver. So once again, thank you for joining me. I know many of you have heard me say it many times that make sure that you evaluate yourself as a parent. Make sure that you self-check. And I've received a couple of questions about how exactly do we self-check? How do I evaluate myself as a parent? I don't even understand my parenting style. What I'm doing exactly, I don't know if it is right or wrong, but I'm doing my best. So today I'm going to be sharing some tools with you that is going to help you to be able to self-evaluate yourself so that you can check your emotional level, your connection with your child, to be able to know what exactly you're doing with your children and on this journey called parenting. Don't forget that parenting is a journey and there is no master of all. You keep driving, you keep learning. At every stage and age of your child, it is very essential for you to learn the new skills that is required per time and per stage. All right, let me know where you're joining me from. Let me know where you're joining me from. Where are you joining me from? Are you joining from the UK, from the US, Nigeria, Netherlands, Qatar? Where are you joining me from? Thank you everybody for joining me today. Just drop in the comment section and let me know where you're joining me from today. All right, what are these tools? What are you talking about? What can I do? I want to be able to, self-check myself. I want to be aware of myself in this journey. I don't just want to do a journey of blind. I don't want to go on the route of blindness or take one day at a time what is going to be with me. I want to understand fully what I'm doing, and I want to be able to get to a point that you say stop and check. I want to evaluate myself. What am I going to do? I want to know how deep is my connection with my child. I want to be sure what I'm doing is right. What can I do? What can I do? First of all, I want to tell you as a parent that you don't have to overwhelm yourself. You're doing just right. You might pat yourself at the back and say you're well done. Even though I'm not in your house to know what you're doing, but I want to believe that you're not a bad parent. Even though you might not be master of all, but at least you have the mind that you want to know. That alone qualifies you to be a good parent. Yes. Ability to know that I need to know something that I don't know. That is skill on its own. And if as a parent you have this mindset, that's a big skill that you need to have and you already have it. So I want to say well done. Well done. So today, this skill is something that, this tool that I'm sharing today is something that if you're hearing it and it bothers you, that might let you know that, you know what, there are quite a lot of underlying issue that you might need to solve. If you are hearing some things today and you're already upset without doing it, then you need to sit down and check yourself. You might even need to speak to a professional because that might be sounding a lot of things going on. And when you are bleeding and you are not healing or you are not healed, maybe from childhood trauma or anxiety, significant emotional experiences, you're going to bleed on your children. And we want to be a parent that we are not bleeding on our children unknowingly. So you have to really be able to self-check yourself. If these things that you're asked to do, if these tools you're going to receive today is going to bother you, if it bothers you, then please speak to a professional because definitely there's something that is going on there that you might not even be aware. But you have to be ready to ask some heartfelt questions from your children. You have to be able to, put yourself together, receive these tools, and use it appropriately. Be able to use it the way you should use it. So, what are these tools? What do I need to do? How do I self check? How do I know if I'm doing the right thing? I'm going to be sharing some questions that you need to be able to ask your children as a parent. And these are going to help you a lot to know the level of your emotions, your connections, even the level of your empathy. Do you show empathy to your children? Even it's going to help you to understand the way you sound and what your children are hearing. Sometimes you're saying some things, but what the child or the children are hearing is totally different. And it's very important for you to know what your child is hearing so that you don't destroy that glory that you're thinking you are raising. It is very, very important. So be able to put yourself together, I said that already, to ask these amazing questions. So I will employ everyone that is listening to me today. Get your journal ready, get your pen, because it's not something you can just keep in your head and say, okay, except you want to come back to this video and watch later. But I will advise you, if you have something, you have a journal, a notepad, a notebook, just get it close to you and pen it down. I'm going to be sharing 10 if time permits today. I'm going to be sharing 10 tools that you can use to self-check yourself or to be self-aware in your parenting journey today. And the first thing that you have to ask your child is, do you feel safe talking to me about anything? Some of you in your head, hearing this question is like, why do I need to ask my child, do you feel safe? Who cares? If you talk to me and you're saying rubbish, in your head you think the child is saying rubbish, you're already shouting. You know the kind of response you used to give your children. So you dare not ask. You know that you cannot ask your child this question. Then you need to work on you. You know you need to work on yourself. You should be able to ask yourself, do you ask your child, ask your children, do you feel safe talking to me at any time about anything or everything? This is not the time for you to interrupt the child when the child is talking. It's a time for you to listen to the child. It's not the time for you to defend yourself. It is time for you to listen totally without interrupting the child, And you should ask the child, even when you think, you don't know what I'm going to say, even when you don't know if I would like it, do you still feel safe talking to me? And what is this going to reveal? Each question you're going to ask your child or your children is revealing something in particular. Every question that you're going to ask your child has a reason, and it's going to reveal something to you. This question is going to help you to know if your child feel emotionally safe with you. It's going to help you to know what is going on in the life of your child. Is my child safe with me? Do my child feel connected emotionally with me? So these questions are going to help you, and that is why you listen. You don't just listen, you also study the countenance, the body language of your child at this particular time. Another question you have to ask your child is, when you're upset or struggling, do I help you feel better? When you're upset or you're struggling, you're frustrated, do I help you feel better? Don't forget the first question for you to ask your child. Do you feel safe when you're talking to me about anything? This is showing emotional safety. This is going to let you know if your child is free of fear. The child is not thinking about being judged by you. This is going to let you know if you have creating a safe environment for your child. Second question, when you're upset or you're struggling, do you feel I help you get better? Do I help you feel better? Do I help you get better? And some people are thinking right now, why do I need to ask my child this? How is this going to help me? And how is this going to help my child? I know we've said it many times, and I'm sure you have heard it many times, that our children are entitled to their emotion, and that is totally right. But we have a place that we can also help them to grow their emotions and push them to a space of safety when they are being upset, especially depending on the situation that led to this, and you have to ask, or do I make it worse? Some parent right here, the child is upset maybe on things that we think they shouldn't be upset with, or they should be frustrated with, and we're already giving, we are putting, the way you put fear on fire. What nonsense? Why are you crying? Why are you shouting? Get out of here. You're not helping that child to feel better. It's okay to let the child be, but what many will do is to make it worse. So when you ask your child this question, even though you cannot self-evaluate yourself, this question is going to let you reflect so that you can see the way you behave as a parent. You'll be able to put yourself on a scale and fix yourself where you need to be fixed. It is very important. So what is this question going to reveal? It's going to reveal how you respond to stress yourself. Many of us cannot handle stress, and because we have not helped ourselves to grow that aspect of our lives, we are pushing that same stress to our children. And I'm talking about overwhelming stress in this case. You're going to know how you're correcting your children. You are going to be able to also check for emotional support and reactions when they need it. And don't be surprised when your child says, you know what, mommy, you don't always help me. You make me feel your response make me feel worse. Make me feel terrible or bad. It's okay. Don't try to explain why you're doing that. Don't try to push yourself to be right when the child is talking. Don't forget, these questions are mainly for you to be able to evaluate yourself, to understand the level you are as a parent. The third question you are going to be asking, I hope you're writing down, is what's one thing that you wish I understand better about you? We always say, I know my parent, I know my children, rather. I said this about, I think last month I was teaching, and I said, we always say we know our children, but how many times as a parent have you opened your children's brain physically to understand the state, what is happening within their brain? Do they have good flow of blood? Are they using the front brain or the back brain? But we are so sure many times, and we always say, I know my children. I understand my child. And when they are not doing maybe as expected, all you have to say is, I know my child. He or she is just lazy. Sweetheart, that child might not be lazy. There might be quite a lot of things that is going on in the life of that child at that moment that you are not even aware. Don't forget, you are not a surgeon or a doctor. Even a doctor doesn't just open the brain to see what is there. They are going to carry out tests. In this case, you are not a medical practitioner, you are not a therapist, you are not anything. So questions like this is going to help you to be able to know what is going on. Instead of you just jumping into conclusion and saying the child is lazy. So it is very important for you to be able to ask this question. What is one thing you wish I understand about you? What is this going to reveal to you? This is going to reveal hidden emotions, unmet need. There are quite a lot of needs that are not met by our children. And these things are very little. They are things that we can just overlook. It doesn't matter to us. I remember I've shared this before. About over a decade ago, I was in the class, I was teaching a particular set of children. They were about 4 years of age. And one of them said to me, Miss Oye, I need love. As a parent, can you comprehend why a 4-year-old boy is asking for love? What does that mean to you? What is love to a child? Imagine your child telling you or saying to another person, I need love. So sometimes what we overlook in the life of our children are very important. The things that we see that, it's just normal. What is that? The time, the attention. It is very important. So please go ahead and ask this question. What is that one thing you wish I understand about you? So this is going to understand you. You'll be able to identify your child's struggle, the struggle they might be going through. And this struggle, they might not be able to express it. It is very important to ask. The fourth question you are going to embark in asking your child today is, do you think I listen to you, or do I mostly talk at you? A lot of parents are guilty of this. When we are supposed to be listening to our children, we are just talking at them. So, but you might not be able to know, you might not be able to even find out when you don't ask this question. Ask your child and get the response. You'll be shocked and surprised what you're going to be getting as feedback. And don't forget, you have to put your emotions together. You cannot defend yourself at this time. Just listen. Do you think I do listen to you, or I just talk at you? It is a very important question that you have to ask. And this is going to reveal quite a lot to you, the kind of communication, if the communication is balanced. It's going to also show you if you are just, you're just dominated by authority. Do what I say. Just do it. The child is trying to explain something, but you don't want to hear. Just do it. They try to explain something that happened. You are saying, no, you like to just talk rubbish. Just keep quiet and go ahead and do it. These are questions that can open your eyes to the unknown situation that might be going on. And it's going to also help you to evaluate yourself as a parent. That's the 4 tools I've given you today. And it's very important to keep them safe to ensure that you ask. But if you are bothered, say, I cannot ask these questions, that is already ringing a bell that you need help yourself. If you feel these questions are just too much for me to ask, if you feel this question doesn't make sense, why should I ask my child? Then you need help. And it's good for you to get the help so that you don't bleed on your child. So that you don't just rub your child with your wounded, rotting wound that you're just patching instead of healing. Don't forget, those children are growing glories, they are treasures. And we don't want to gamble with their life. It is very important to be intentional in your parenting, in my parenting. So what is the 5 question that you need to ask your child or your children today is, have I ever made you feel unloved or not good enough? Hey, this is a very sensitive one. I love my child. It is not just by saying. I do everything. I'm working hard. Congratulations. You're doing what you should do as a parent. And what many of us call love is not love. Just take your time and ask these questions calmly from your child. And you'll be surprised the answers you are going to be getting. Yes. Have I ever made you feel unloved? You'll be surprised what you're going to be hearing. From your preteen, from your teenagers, you'll be surprised. Have I ever made you not good enough? And there's one particular thing that I'm going to share quickly that is so common that many parents always do to their children, that they are not even aware that they are making their child feel unworthy or unloved. Let's assume a child is saying, I want to play soccer, or I want to draw, I want to do ballet, I want to do karate, or whatever skill that they learn at the early stage. And you can see genuinely that this child is not very good at football. But the child is saying, I want to be a footballer, or I want to do this. And the child just said, I want to go. But in your head, as a parent, you already see that truly, to your own opinion, in your own opinion, you feel like the child is not good in football. Who tell you, or who is telling you that every skill they are doing at an early stage is what is going to come out to be their profession? Some of these things, they are not going to do it as a profession, but it's part of their childhood experience. But you just said to that child, you are not good enough. You cannot be a footballer. I can see your leg is not balanced. To you, you are being sincere. To you, you are being a very loving parent. But those words can break your child. I understand you're paying heavily for that football, but if you can afford it, please do it. It doesn't matter what you see. Let the child get to this point of acceptance and seeing that maybe that is not the particular skill they are best in. But saying those words can ruin your child's life. My dear, you can't be a footballer. You want to be a goalkeeper. You cannot. Those things you're doing is nonsense. That's not how they do it. You think, I have to raise a very strong child. I have to be sincere. Your sincerity in your opinion can break your child. Can bring about trauma, can bring about quite a lot of things. Unloved, that can sound to a child like, I hate you. So most of the time when you speak to our child, what do you say? What is the child hearing? You have to be intentional about what you say, because it might not be what your child is hearing. So I'm talking about the 5 points. Have I ever made you unloved or not good enough? And I just cited an example that is most common with every parent, that you are making your child feeling unloved, but without knowing. You are not even aware. You are just being sincere. My dear, go and drop the bat. You are not good at table tennis. And you are just being sincere as a parent. But you don't know what you have done to that heart of that child. You just broke that child. You're a child that you're supposed to unfold. You just crumble, you crush that child's feeling. I've seen many people who are not particularly gifted at a particular skill, but their determination, their resilience, and made them to be the best out of it. So make sure that you're supporting your child. What is the seventh question that you have to ask your child today? Are you writing down? Are you writing down? Are you writing down? The seventh question you have to ask your child today, in order for you to be able to do your self-check, in order for you to understand the level of your emotions and to be self-aware in your parenting journey, is, what's one thing that I do that make you feel really loved? What is it that you love? What is that one thing that I do? For some children, you'll be surprised. Is when you cook for me. Is when you take me out. But just ask that child, what is that one thing that I do to you or I do for you that is always making you feel really, really loved? It doesn't matter if it makes sense to you or not. Please hold it firm. This is going to reveal your child's love language to you. This is going to let you know the uniqueness of that child. Don't forget there is no tailored approach in parenting. There is no one size fit all. Baby A is different from baby B. So you have to understand this particular child. So if the child tells you, just, when you come back with a little gift, that gift that child is talking about can be maybe a bar of chocolate. To you, it doesn't make sense. How much is that bar of chocolate? And this is what is making my child feel loved. Please understand that. That is how that child wants to be loved. That is the uniqueness of that child. And it's very important for us to be able to know every of our children and their uniqueness. It is very important. What is that one thing that make you feel really, really, really loved? Don't forget, I said this is going to reveal your child's love language. For some of them, said just, Mommy, can you play? I am blessed with twins, in case you're not aware. And these two creature, amazing being, they're not the same people. So for some, you're going to hear, Mommy, can we play a game? Mommy, are you going to play the game with me now? Mommy, can you do this? So for some of them, it's about the quality time. For some of our children, it's just the word of affirmation. You look amazing. I love you dearly. And some of you you can't remember when last you said those words to your child. You feel like does it really matter? It does matter, because we are unfolding the treasure in each child. We are unfolding. So it's going to help you a lot. Is it the out of service? Maybe you just help your girl pack the hair. That might be the time they feel loved the most. The art of service. It depends on what, it can be the physical affection. Some of them, they just want to hold you tight and hug you. But this answer is going to give you the clue, the guide to understand that child. I'm not talking about the children. Even if you have 10, you have to do this questioning separately for each child, because the answer of one is not going to be the answer of another. And you have to treat them as an individual. It is very important. You have to know the child you are engineering. You have to know the child you are rearing. I've given 7 questions, and I want to give 10 questions before I end today. And what are we talking about today? If you're just joining me, we're talking about how to self-evaluate yourself, how to be self-aware in your parenting journey. I've said a lot about, self-check, and I've had these questions over the time from several people, that how do I self-check myself? And the questions I'm sharing today are the tools for you to self-check yourself in your parenting journey. To be able to evaluate yourself, understand your emotional stability, understand if you're showing empathy, understand the level of connection. I've said a lot about parent-child connection. So these questions, the answers, the response you're getting is going to make you to understand the connection between you and your child. Underline, I'm not saying between you and your children, because we are talking about individual. We're not talking as a collective. We're not talking about children. We're going to trace these children one by one as an individual. So what is the 8th question quickly? What's that one thing that I do that hurts your feeling or frustrates you? Do I need to ask my child this question? Isn't that rude? Wouldn't that is not going to take your authority away. The moment you're thinking, if I ask my child this question, that is making me to drop that authority, then you might need to check yourself. Because you're already turning yourself, or you might have turned yourself to a principality and power, but you're not aware. You are not God over them. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this. Ooh, you don't want to hear that. You are not supposed to be a principality and power on your child. Your role is to unfold the treasure inside them, is to raise them well, is to instill in them the values, the morals. That's your duty. So if you are not able to ask that question, then something is definitely wrong. What is that one thing that I do that hurt your feeling or that make you frustrated? You'll be surprised what the child is going to be saying. But it doesn't matter what the child might be the response. Please try not to defend yourself. Just listen. Just listen. Listen and pen down. Listen and pen down. And this is going to reveal all the blind spots to you. This particular question is going to reveal blind spots, repeated behavior, reoccurrence behavior. You're saying something again and again, but you're not seeing improvement on your child. This question is going to make you to understand what is going on. Why? God might say, no, I don't like when you yell. And you want to say, you are the one that's making me yell. This is not the time to tell your child you're making me yell. If you have been listening to me for many years, I've said it over and again, that telling a child you make me yell is you saying to the child, I am not qualified to be your parent. Because the child doesn't have control of your emotion as a parent. You are in charge of your own emotion. So if a child is making you yell, that might be telling you that you need to still learn emotional regulation. If the child can press your button that you want to yell, you want to dismiss what they're saying, you want to tell them just when they're telling you how they feel, but you don't want to hear that because it doesn't make sense to you, then you need to work on you. The child might even tell you, I don't like when you compare me with my sister. Then all you want to say is, I'm not comparing you with a sister. Are you jealous of your sister? You still want to use the child's word against the child. But be careful, because these questions are very sensitive. And if you are asking our child and they are ready to open up, the moment you use that openness against them, you have destroyed your children or your child. It is very dangerous. If the child is telling you how they feel like you compare them, you judge them, please listen and do the needful by not doing that again. Not trying to let them see reasons why you're doing that. That is not the essence of asking these questions. Don't forget, it's a tool for you, not for your child. The ninth question that you're going to ask your child in order to be self-aware about your state in your parenting is, if you could change one thing about how I parent, what would it be? This is one question that when I asked my daughter, I think about 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago, about this question, and even all these questions. I do it occasionally, and because I really want to I'm also a parent, and sometimes you don't think, there's no master of all. It's always good for us to check ourselves, the self-check, so that you know the state that you are. What is one thing, if you could change one thing about how I parent you, what could it be? Or what will it be? Just listen and hear what the child is going to say. It can even be, no, nothing. I love you the way you are. Congratulations. That means you're doing fine. And you can hear, mommy, if you can just stop doing this, if you can just stop saying this word, if you can just stop doing this, just listen. The child is pouring out and being open to you. And I think it's very important for you to respect that. And this is going to reveal the honest feedback on your parenting style. This particular question is a game changer to this tool. This particular question is going to be very open in revealing you to you in your parenting style. Whether you are too strict, whether you are too busy, whether you are too protective. Some of you, what you're doing in your parenting is overprotection. You are too protective. No, I can't take chances. My child cannot walk. My child cannot do this. That might be ringing something else. I cannot allow my child to do this. I cannot allow my child. It's good to protect our children. We are not careless parents. But the danger of it is you might be bleeding. And that blood is going to spill on your children. That might be childhood trauma. It might be childhood maybe, or what is it? It can be anything. It can be an experience you had, or what you have heard, That is why you are so protective. Protecting your child is not an error. Please don't get it twisted. But if your action of being overprotective is affecting your child and you can't just stand it and you don't know why, please check again. You might be bleeding. You might be bleeding. We should protect our children, but not protecting them in a way that we have not healed from our wound and we are bleeding and we are shedding the blood on them unknowingly. That the child cannot even step, in your sight, cannot even take one step. You're shouting on your teenager. No, sit down there, sit down there, sit down there. Because you were traumatized. I cannot make this mistake. You are not going to make mistake. The only way you are not going to make the same mistake that happened to you is for you to accept that it happened to you. You were wounded, you are bruised, but you need to heal. That is the only way you're not going to make that mistake. But the moment you are not healed, that thing will happen and it might break you completely. And it might be a disaster. Is somebody getting this point today? This night question is a game changer. It's going to reveal so many things to you as a parent. Make sure if you are bleeding, if you are wounded, heal. Speak to a professional. Go for therapy if need be, so that you can parent your children with an open mind, not out of fear. For some of you, the kind of protection I'm talking about, you cannot sleep. Even in your sleep, you are thinking, is my child still in bed? Oh, you want to sleep, you jump up. Then you just, you give yourself credit. I'm an amazing parent. That's why no. Not because you're an amazing parent, but because you are wounded. Because you're wounded. Please get help when it be. Because this is going to reveal quite a lot to you. Get help, so that you don't destroy that treasure that you love so much. I understand that is a place of love. And that's why I said, well done to every amazing parent out there. But please do what you need to do for you so that you don't break or destroy that treasure that you're trying to protect. And the last question that I'm sharing today, which is the last tool that is going to help you with self-awareness, self-check, is, do you feel proud to have me as your parent? Hey, are you sure you can ask? If you cannot ask, then you still have work to do. There's something, there is an underlying issue. That's why you can ask that question. Do you feel proud to have me as a parent? You will see from the countenance of that child. You will see the smile. You will see the child is just, it's okay. Don't feel bad. It is not a time to feel bad. Oh, my child did not love me. No. Don't forget, we want them to be open. You want your child that you are asking this question from to be open so that you can do the needful. You will know, except you want to deceive yourself. And if they say, I'm not proud when I'm going out and you're shouting my name, I don't like it. I'm within my friends and everybody is there and you're shouting my name and telling me to dress properly or sit properly. And you're telling me I'm making noise. Please listen to them. Especially, I've treated teenagers many times. Especially at this stage, they are different human beings entirely. They are not children, neither are they adults. They are different beings entirely. And the way they process things are different. Their emotions are running. There are quite a lot of things that are happening to them at this stage. So when you ask these questions and the answers or the answer you got is not pleasant, or you are getting or you will get is not pleasant, please don't take it personal. See it as a means for you to help yourself to get better. It is very important. This question is going to reveal your child's sense of emotional closeness. Security within parent-child connection is going to be revealed. You are going to know, is my child secured? Am I intact in my parent-child connection? And these are the things that these questions are going to ask you. And if you miss any of these 10 questions, after the broadcast, you just go ahead and watch the video again. I don't know if TikTok is going to record. This is my first time going live on TikTok, so I don't know if it's going to be saved there or not. But Facebook is going to be there. YouTube, you can go to the Vision Guide. You're going to see these videos again. And please pen those questions down and be intentional in asking them. And when you are going to ask them, be open-minded. Don't ask with the mind of, let me hear what this child is going to say. You're not going to be able to get the result. You're already going with the mind of fighting. You self-defense. Let me hear if this child even loves me. I'm working so hard for that child. Please, sweetheart. You're working so hard because you are the parent. The child did not call you to be a parent. I know a lot of people don't like to hear this. You chose to take the role of of a parent. It's a role, a responsibility that you took up by yourself. Your decision. I know you are hot. You're very feeling sad hearing this, but just the truth. So don't go to your child asking these questions with self-defense, all the hammers. You're already giving attitude in your look. You're not going to get the best. And you're not going to get the openness that is going to give you the desired result in this case. It's very, very important. Make sure that during these questions, you stay calm. Don't forget your calm face, calm body, calm voice. It is not, don't get agitated. Are you, tell me, am I, no, sweetheart. It's not the time. Calmness. If you want to take hot drink, hot chocolate, coffee, whatever it's good for you, take it and relax. You can even share the moment with your child. What do you like? Is it juice that you like to share together? Serve it. Relax. Be open-minded. Stay calm. Very relaxed moments. Don't bring up this question during the time of conflict or when you are stressed. No. This is not a question that you want to ask your child when you're coming back from work already tired, or the child is coming back from school already tired. It must be in a relaxed environment, a calm environment. You have to create that safe atmosphere, a safe space. It is very, very important. And you have to also tell your child something very important, that no, I'm asking you this question is not for me to judge you, but for me to grow as a parent. This question is not for me to judge you or to tell you what you're doing or what you're saying is bad, but for me to get better, to be able to parent you right. I want to be a better mom for you. I want to be a better dad for you. And that is why I am intentional about asking this question. If you say this statement to your child before you start asking these questions, you are most likely you're most likely going to get the good response that is going to give you openness to what you want to check in your life. It is very, very important. And listen again. I said that many times and I'm going to end with that. Listen without defending yourself. I cannot overemphasize this point. When you're asking these questions, listen without defending yourself. It is not a battleground. No self-defense. Listen again. And write your child's response down. Write them down. If you're a believer of prayer, when you have these answers, pray. Get time to reflect on it. Journal, write down. Think about what the child said. Think about what made the child felt bad, the emotions that was running in that child. Process it. And you'll be able to know, okay, why did I even act like this in the first place? Sometimes you cannot answer your why. Then that is when you know that some things you can't do alone. You need a professional to talk to. You need to, speak to a professional. You can send me a message. You can book a session and see how to be of help to you in this parenting journey. Don't forget, parenting is a sacred place. It's a journey. It is not a destination. It is not a master of, okay, I know everything. I don't need to grow. Our children are growing from ages to stages and phases. And per stage, per time, it is very important for us to grow along with them, to get the skills to evaluate ourselves so that we don't destroy what we're supposed to be building. Your job again as a parent is for you to unfold that treasure in your hand. That child is a treasure. You're not supposed to just mold them. What many are doing is, molding. You're raising a robotic child. If you have been listening to me for years, I'm sure you have heard that before. We are not raising a child. Sit down, my child, listen. No, we're not doing that. That's not what we're doing here. The child that is just panicking because mommy and daddy are there. That's not. We are raising a child who is self-governed. Self-governed. If I'm not there, what will my child do? Is my child aware of our family values, our family visions, our missions? Is he or she aware of who we are as a family? That's what we are talking about here. So if you don't understand anything I'm saying right now, you definitely need to send a DM for you to be guided. It is very important. It is very, very important. And I want to say thank you all for joining me today, especially those who are on TikTok. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. And I will try as much as possible to be coming live on TikTok. It's my first time on TikTok live, and I'm sure that it's worth your time, everyone out there. Thank you. There are quite a lot of names. I don't want to murder names right there. Thank you everyone for joining me today. And if you're seeing my face for the very first time today, my name is Oye Esther. On Facebook, I can see Auntie T right here. Auntie T, it's been a long time. Good to see you, Auntie T. Bishop Sir, Bishop David, I see you there. Thank you for joining me. My darling friend is there, Madam Ojomo. Thank you so much for joining me. And everyone on YouTube, thank you so much. I can go and check YouTube and go and check Instagram. Thank you for joining me today on Instagram. On YouTube, thank you for joining me. And on TikTok, thank you for joining me. Facebook, thank you so much for joining me today. I said it again. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. You see my beautiful face? This little girl here is called Oye Esther. And I'm a family life practitioner and a parenting coach, a therapeutic play practitioner, a special needs educator, and I'm into holistic family life in general. Holistic family life. So we are just but a DM away. You want a counsel, you want a guide, just send a DM and we're going to know how to help you out. So don't forget that this is called the Parenting Essentials from the Vision Guide. Parenting Essentials from the Vision Guide. From the Vision Guide, and it's coming to you every Saturday evening. I'm here to hold your hands, and as we go, we say parenting must be intentional, parenting must be purposeful, parenting must be full of vision, and that is why we say only the Vision Guide. And if you have a child who is 11 to 17, we have the Teenagers Fellowship. But this particular Teenagers Fellowship is strictly for Christians. We have other things that we do for everyone, but this particular one that I'm talking about is for Christian teenagers. So we're taking from preteen from 11 to 17, and we meet only once in the month where we teach them, we guide them, we groom them to know who they are and to face life in general. And it's been so amazing. So feel free. I'm going to share during the week or after this live the link that you can use to register your child or your children. It is totally free. They can be part of us, and we have children all around the world in this fellowship. We meet on Zoom just once in a month. We have children from the UK, from Nigeria, from Qatar, from everywhere. So your child is welcome, where we're going to hold hands for them to have clarity of purpose. And in our last meeting, we started learning about how to find clarity of purpose. So your child, don't let your child miss out. Register your child. It's totally free. All right. I'll see you again on another wonderful episode next week, Saturday, by God's grace. For now, stay blessed. God bless you. TikTok, bye. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. I saw, what's the name of my beautiful friend again? I saw you there. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I see Mika there. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. And every other one there. Sifa, thank you for joining me on TikTok. Yerusalem, thank you for joining me. Wolf, thank you for joining me. Asem, thank you all for joining. I don't want to murder your name. Khadija, thank you for joining me. Dima, Mirabelle, thank you for joining me. Hen, and thank you for joining me. Vision One, thank you for joining me. Zook, thank you for joining me. Official, this Arabic name, thank you for joining me, everybody. Thank you, and I'll see you next week by the grace of God. Bye, Facebook. Bye, YouTube. God bless you.